So this is the final qualifying round for the 1/10 Euros here in Slovakia at the Hoodie Arena, brought to you by EFRA, the European Federation of Automobiles, and by X-Ray, by LRP, by Montec Bodies, and by HPI Racing. We are LC Racing TV. I'm Nick Damon, on the cameras, Matt McCallum, and we also have Johnny again with us. But it is all on these last 5 minutes. It does seem that Volker has pole, but there's a lot of tactics played out, and we'll follow Volker out, but I'm pretty certain he'll be on old tyres. But will Rheinard be on old tyres? Will Coelho be on old tyres? Are they all now settling for keeping new ones for the final? 5 sets of tyres for qualifying, 1 set of tyres for the final. But there are 3 runs in the final, and new tyres worth 4 or 5 seconds. Do you save those tyres? And so you've got many new sets, and I think the answer to that is we're going to find out quite soon. None of the cars looking particularly quick apart from Hagberg, who's suddenly found enormous pace. So going through 18.5, 19 flat for Rheinard makes you think, and already Hagberg has got past Coelho. So Coelho's definitely on old tyres. He's not bothered, he's not trying, he's just going around for the points. Hagberg, who from my reckoning couldn't actually move up a position anyway, I'd be surprised. It'd be a strange gamble to go on new tyres. So Volker, though, is being strictly caught down by Rheinard, but Volker does have the, Rheinard does have the fastest time. So let's drop back 1 car from Volker to Rheinard. So Rheinard now is running net second. Wilkes doing very well up into net second as well. So it's now Rheinard already come to that Boltnick, who in fairness has been out of his depth in this particular heat. I think being the 10th car is always a difficult one. I think he scrapped into it, and perhaps would have been happier in the previous heat, not being overtaken by people. 3 cars go past him. So obviously, Rheinard is ahead of Volker. Does that mean he's used new tyres? I don't think it does. I just think that Volker's really relaxed. Now, Hagberg has made massive strides. So much that currently he's on for the fastest time of all, which won't be taking the pole, because I think he must be indeed on new tyres. So let's drop 1 more car back to Hagberg in the green, the reigning European champion with the X-Ray, as Coelho makes a mistake and it kind of drops out of this particular running. So it's Hagberg who, as you can see, is 3rd in that train, but leading overall. Wilk is 2nd, in fact, a long way back because he's not had a particularly good run. So it's Hagberg who is the leader of the race, the current European champion. He's had 2 thirds so far, and I think the best he can do is qualify 4th, just on the count back of everyone else. As you can see, he's getting closer and closer and closer to Rheinard, but he has about a 0.3 of a second lead over Rheinard. Actually, he's a 3-second lead over Rheinard. He's come from a lot further back. So because Hagberg, of course, came from back, and they let him through, and he's off and running. So Hagberg finally puts it together, but this is probably just tyre related. Rheinard lets him through quite easily, makes me think Rheinard's also on old tyres. And they're all saying, all right, Alex, you have a 0 pointer. Let's see what it does for you. Now, this makes an awful lot more sense. They're counting 2 out of 5 than 3 out of 5. They're counting 3 out of 5. This is a pointless run because it wasn't going to improve him much anyway. Counting 2 out of 5, it makes an awful lot of sense. Now, Hagberg is 3-4 seconds ahead of Rheinard. But the person who's absolutely flying in second place needs to let Hagberg go and pick up the light green car coming through the LRP loop now, and that is Victor Wilk with a brand new Serpent ERX. He had difficult qualifying. He had a couple of bad heats, but at the moment he's running second. Hagberg has dropped off that blistering pace of 17.9 to 17.12, so he's going to have a good run, but it's not going to be enough to do anything with. There's the Serpent. Coming around the LRP loop, this car, brand new and a completely different concept. They're still working out what to do with it. They won't have driven on tracks this hot before, and they won't have driven on these tyres before. So it's a kind of voyage into the unknown, because the things you normally do to change it, coils and shocks and springs, are completely different in this machine. It's got lay down, it's got a kind of a inbuilt anti-roll bar system. It's completely different. It's very, very interesting. Obviously, it's quite competitive in the hands of Victor Wilk, and when they get set up, it might be even more competitive. He's currently still second. Hagberg still leading, a minute to go. Sudolf is 3rd, Rheinard 4th, Huddy 5th. Volker's not bothering, Harper's not bothering, Boltnick's not bothering, Coelho's given up. So there's a lot of old tyre runs out there. But the question really is how this is going to affect the overall running. Wilk really looking quite cool. But Hagberg in the lead by about 5 seconds, 4 seconds. It's a ridiculous lead Hagberg's got. He's just the only person to bother with the new tyres in this last run. And again, I don't think he needed to bother. Rheinard and Volker are having their own kind of, we're not doing that well battle. So let's pick up Hagberg right just for the end. Matt, he's on the start of this main straight now. Hagberg, the reigning European champion at this event and the reigning European championship at the other electric event, which is 1/12 track pan cars on carpet, and he won that one for the third consecutive time behind us in the indoor track about 10 weeks ago. So Hagberg's had a fantastic run, but a run against time when we can't really assess how hard everyone else was trying. How much did they really care? Now, that's going to play into Michael Orlowski from the previous heat because he was really trying. And that happens now, and that is just about the end of that run, qualifying-wise. So, the biggest problem is I'm not totally sure whether they're counting best 2 or best 3, and it does appear best 2, and it's all very confusing. But it's not the first time I've been confused, I'm honest. So counting best 2 out of 3, the official run is that Ronald Volker has pole, Marc Rheinard is second, Bruno Coelho is third, Hagberg is fourth, Orlowski is fifth, Wilk is sixth, Sudolf seventh, Kutoven eighth, Harper ninth, and Christopher Krapp 10th. Now I think what would happen, the only change that would happen if they counted 3, is that Orlowski would drop down, I think, a couple of places. But the rest would be pretty similar. There might be a slight swap, like I think Harper might get past Kutoven or anything like that. But that is pretty much the order. Volker, Rheinard, Coelho, Hagberg, Orlowski. Certainly those top 4 are definitely nailed in, dependent. So it is